So what is going on, guys? I am Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video on the channel. Just before we get into today's video, over the past few weeks I've been working on a few different things on the side to make the videos better, and also a couple of really cool zombies projects that hopefully you guys will enjoy. But of course this does cost time and more importantly money, so AppBounty is kindly sponsoring today's video. AppBounty is a mobile app that you could use to get free gift cards for PlayStation, Xbox, Amazon. With this app you can get free PayPal gift cards, which is essentially free money. You could even use that to get the zombies DLC maps. I mean, who doesn't want that? But you can download the app from the link down in the description below. That way you can also claim your starting bonus. If you don't know how to use it, it's very simple. You use it to download different mobile applications or games and just simply complete the challenges you are asked to do. The challenges could be anything from reaching level 5 in a game or completing a survey, but whatever it is, follow the instructions, and once you've built enough credits up, you can simply use them to go ahead and purchase the gift card that you want. So there we go. If you're interested, it literally takes a few minutes out of your day. You can download the app from the link in the description, and if you are asked for an invite code, you can use Amazing if you want to. But anyway, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Here we go. So the first question of the day from Pepe Chungus says, Amazing, do you think Nikolai will be the main story character now? So yes, it does seem like Nikolai is now in charge of the premise crew. Previously, as we've known, all throughout the zombie storyline, it has been Richtofen, whether that be the Ultimus or premise version. It's been him because he has always known what to do. It is the other characters who have been following him. In the old story, it was Ultimus Richtofen who was leading them on this journey where he was tricking them into helping him so he could eventually gain control of the zombies. And then on the premise side, Richtofen led them on the journey from Origins to Revelations. It was him because he knew what to do, talking to Maxis, Monty, reading the Canorium. But as we know, now things have changed from Blood of the Dead. Our main character, Richtofen, died, and we know the reins were passed over to Nikolai. He then received the Canorium and was told by post-Revelations Richtofen that since he is now the only one of them who hasn't killed his Ultimus version and still has his own soul, it is now up to Nikolai to lead the crew. And again, we could see that after in Classified, where the premise crew enter the hangar, they come face to face with Ultimus, and again it is premise Nikolai that is telling the crew what they need to do. So yes, it does seem like from now on he's gonna be in charge. We did see that we do have the premise version of Richtofen back, but it looks like Nikolai is now going to be leading them. The next question of today from Arctic Fox says, hey BOA, do you think all of the surviving characters of our zombie storylines up to this point will appear for the final fight against Dr. Monty, which would almost be 20 characters? And are any of the other zombie stories connected to the main story? So how cool would that be if in DLC 4, the final map for our Ether storyline, this is the grand finale, the ending, what if all of our characters that we've seen and played with throughout our 10 or 11 years of zombies, what if all of them meet up in the final map? Now, I don't mean obviously playing as them or them just randomly being there, it'd be a little bit weird, but maybe as a send-off in a final cutscene, kind of like a bonus cutscene similar to the one that we had in Black Ops 2, where we just had, you know, that funny music ending. What if for the ending of our Ether story, in a bonus cutscene, we just see all of our characters, Monty, Maxis, Samantha, the Shadow Man, the Primus, Ultimus crew, the Tranzit characters, Brock and Gary, the Call of the Dead characters, the Mob of the Dead crew, John Bananas, Smokey, Peter McCain. What if we just saw them all together just for a send-off? Because remember, DLC 4 is going to be the end of our Ether storyline. That's what we've been told. I truly hope it's not, but it seems like from then on, Treyarch will just be carrying on with our new Chaos story with Scarlet and their characters. I don't know how long that's going to go on for. Maybe they'll only do another season of that storyline and then start a new one. We don't know. But I think this idea would be really cool. Yes, there would be like 20 characters. Again, I'm not saying we could have them in game. That'd just be unrealistic. But something like that I think would be quite nice. We already know we have Primus and Ultimus together to defeat Dr. Monty. We don't know as of yet how that's going to work. Is it going to be 8-player? Because that's how many of them there are. Again, even for me, that sounds too much, never mind 20 plus. But it would be really cool. Hopefully they can try and find a way of fitting them all in to maybe a cutscene or just some end credits, something like that, or some kind of Easter eggs in the map. The next question from Fussy Yowl 14774 says, in Tranzit, why were the starting room zombies asleep? So this is something I've never really questioned, but actually it's a good question because I believe this is one of, if not the only map that this happens on. With how many maps we've had in zombies, what is it, like 30 if you count all of these side ones as well. Something around that, I'm not too sure. But Transit or Green Run is one of the only ones where the beginning has zombies that seem to be asleep. They don't move. And why is this? Well, we're not too sure. We know that there is a piece of equipment in Transit called the EMP grenade that can cause the zombies to have this effect. You throw it near them and they'll become pacified. Sometimes they'll stand completely still, or other times they'll slowly move and aimlessly wander until one of the players either gets too close to them, shoots them, or begins running around. But the EMP grenade does seem to put the zombies to sleep. How does this work? Well, it hasn't been officially explained to us, but an EMP, or electromagnetic pulse, releases a burst of electromagnetic energy, and what they'll generally do is interfere, disrupt, or damage electronic equipment. Or even at higher energy levels, a powerful EMP event, such as a lightning strike for example, could cause physical damage to objects like buildings and aircraft structures. So you may be saying, well, how exactly does an EMP grenade affect the zombies? Well, as I said many times before, the zombies of course are connected to the dark ether. You can control the zombies by going inside of the MPD. The MPD pyramid has a connection to the dark ether, and it seems the zombies are controlled by the ether's energy. And so if you throw an EMP grenade, you disrupt the energy connecting the zombies to the ether, and as you can see, it pacifies them, it leaves them inactive, it puts them to sleep. Because it seems the zombies have nothing connecting their brains, they just kind of like shut down. It is almost like an electronical piece of equipment. Their eyes kind of halfway shut, and the glow that would usually emit from them, whether it would be blue, which is what it is in Black Ops 2, or yellow or red, the blue light emitting from their eyes nullifies. It goes kind of like really dull, almost as if they're at half power. So that explains how the EMP grenade works on them, but it doesn't really say why they are asleep at the beginning of Transit. Possibly someone has EMP'd them, but it's literally before round 1. It doesn't really seem like anything's happened yet, so that could not be the cause. Maybe because this is not too long after the 3 rockets have hit Earth from Moon, severing the ether's connection on Earth. That could possibly explain why the zombies at the beginning are asleep, but truly we don't really know. And of course we know that wasn't the only thing the EMP grenades could do. They could also shut down the mystery box, the pack-a-punch machine, the perk machines. You could use it to kill the Avogadro, which makes sense since he is made of electricity. So it's very interesting. We don't have a definitive answer, but either an EMP grenade has been thrown at the start, which it doesn't seem like it, or it is due to the severed connection on Earth because of the rockets hitting. The next question of today says, hey BOA, as you know, many theories claim that in the Great War for BO4, it will be Primus and Ultimus versus Dr. Monty. And so will Samantha and Maxis play a part? What do you think? Well, as we saw in the Revelations fight against the Shadow Man, Maxis did play quite a big part. He was inside of the summoning key. He sacrificed himself along with Sophia to get rid of the Apothecans. As for Samantha, we saw that she was just a child in the house. She is no longer in control of the zombies as she was a long time ago. After Origins, she is just this innocent child. So will Maxis and Samantha help in the battle against Monty? Well, since Samantha is still a child in the house, Revelations hasn't happened, I think we can safely say that Samantha won't be helping. I mean, I don't really know what she could do. And will Maxis help? Well, we don't know. It's a tough one. It was different in Revelations because in the intro cutscene we saw him switch positions with the Shadow Man. He was released and Maxis was sucked inside of the key, and then Maxis used his ability from inside to get rid of the Apothecans. But again, Revelations hasn't happened. It's not going to now, which means Maxis is also just a normal person in the house, so you'd have to ask the question, what can he do? Maybe he will help Richtofen in some way. They'll end up teaming up like in the old days when they both worked for Group 935 together. I think Maxis could do something, but I'm not really too sure what. However, I do think we will see both of these characters, or at least hear from them. And the final question of today from Loppy NT says, hey BOA, in Origins, why does it take music to open the portal? By the way, love your vids. So yes, we do know we find the different records around Origins to open up the portals. More importantly, if we look in terms of the storyline, we know when Group 935 was trying to access the main chamber, they couldn't, it was locked, the tomb was sealed, and so the soldiers around began to listen to a gramophone to alleviate their frustration, but when they listened to a recording of La Source Noire, the entrance to the main chamber unexpectedly story opens. As we know from there on, the whole camp was exposed to 115, and that's when the trouble started. But this recording of La Source Noire opened the main chamber. Why was it this? And if I'm not wrong, it sounds French to me, so obviously I don't exactly know, but I believe it's the name of the band or the group. But when you translate this to English, it reads the Black Source. Why this specifically opened up the chamber though, we don't know. Who was it locked by? Surely this crypt is from the Great War times, the 13th century. So someone from that time must have built it and sealed it. But why it is this song or this band, this group, La Source Noire or the Black Source, why this opens it, I really don't know. If you guys have an idea, let me know down below. It's pretty difficult when it's something that's not from your language or you know nothing about. But anyway guys, there we go. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating if you want to. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.